Rouse's is proud of the creativity and the unparalleled entertainment in New Orleans, and honored to highlight it with their sponsorship of Steppin Out on WYES.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a lifetime of passion for public television, we're pleased to help underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES TV.
I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hello, Peggy.
Hi. Also with us tonight, Tony Award-winning actor and singer and New Orleans resident Michael Cerveris, who'll be reflecting on the playwright Stephen Sondheim, who passed away recently. Michael, how many Sondheim Broadway musicals did you appear in?
I appeared 3 times on Broadway in Steve's work, and then numerous other times around the country.
Well, we look forward to hearing more from you. And he'll also be performing, we're very excited for him, this Sunday at the Broadside.
Exactly.
So all very, very exciting as well. Also with us, T. Martin. T, we're so glad that you're here live from Commander's Palace, okay? And happy holidays, and we're excited because you're going to make us a drink, huh?
Of course, that's what we do.
Yes, we're thrilled. Okay. And joining us for the first time, Keller MacCurdy, Executive Director of the New Orleans Ballet Theatre. And, of course, they have a production of The Nutcracker. Welcome, Lisa. Hello.
Hello.
Alan Smason returns next week. Poppy, yay! Finally time to focus on those Réveillon dinners.
Oh, it's that time of year. It's Réveillon 2021. And this year, you'll find Réveillon going on in 32 restaurants are participating all around town. And of course, that's basically, it's a specially priced, fancy little meal that's a 4-course menu. They start at $45, the menu is, at Criollo in the Monteleone, and it goes all the way up to $95 at the new Miss River. And I just want to point out, it's $60 for Réveillon dinner at the Rib Room. So you can go have Réveillon at those 3 hotels and experience the incredible holiday decorations. But another Réveillon menu that I think is really special is Réveillon at Ralph's on the Park, where the menu includes turtle soup, crab-crusted fish, filet mignon, and bourbon pecan pie. That's 4 courses. That's not choice of. And something else going on at Ralph's on the Park are holiday king cakes. He's getting the fun started. You can order any Tuesday through December, and you pick up the cake on Thursday. And so if Réveillon maybe isn't your cup of tea and you're looking for something sort of alternative, well, that's what you're going to find at Gris and St. John with their Manger Loa. Now, this is, that means feeding of the gods. This 3-course dinner comes complete with a voodoo ceremony. At Gris, they are serving things like coffee and chicory, glazed quail, sweet potato beignets, and then down at Eric Cook's new restaurant, St. John, grilled feta and tomato salad. There is seared Gulf fish and lobster, holiday chocolate cheesecake, yummy. And you can have those menus any time available going through Christmas Eve. So Réveillon, Manger Loa, whole lot of good eating and celebrating to do.
Absolutely, and we should point out that's where the old Maximo's was. Isn't that true, Poppy?
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, great, thank you. And before we visit with Michael, here are two examples of Michael's versatility. First, a clip from the 2005 revival of Stephen Sondheim's Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and then Michael sings with his pal Kimberly Kay and his Loose Cattle Band, The Day It Snowed on Christmas in New Orleans.
A tender tale of Sweeney Todd. A tender tale of Sweeney Todd. He served a dark and a vengeful God. He served a dark and a vengeful God. What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney. Not Sweeney Todd. The demon barber of Fleet Street.
Don't take no speed down to the levee. Don't take a sled down Monkey Hill, no, no. Santa ain't bringing no snow this year, and he never will. The coffee won't have any chicory.
The moss will fall right off of that apple tree.
The chopper toolers won't have one pot pole, and the Saints will march back into the Super Bowl. Yeah, alligators gonna fly, and the blues will fall from the sky, and the poncho train will freeze. Yeah, we're all gonna skate the day it snows on Christmas. Yeah, New Orleans, the day it snows on Christmas Day. I can't wait the day it snows on Christmas. Yeah.
Michael, of course, look at that, Hanson's. Michael's so well done, but this is two very different parts of Michael Cerveris.
Yeah, no wonder people can't seem to figure me out. I don't make it easy for them.
Well, first off, though, on a very somber note, let's talk about Stephen Sondheim. Of course, you know, tell us about the place that you were in and maybe, you know, a personal memory, too.
Well, Stephen Sondheim is really, it's not an exaggeration to say that he's the reason that I had the career that I've had. I learned about his music at a young age because my father was such a fan of his, and I remember sitting in my living room in West Virginia with my dad sort of playing vinyl LPs and teaching me about Sondheim. And seeing Sweeney Todd, the original Broadway production was the first Broadway show I ever saw, and never imagining that I would one day actually play Sweeney Todd on Broadway myself. But that was kind of like the highest thing I could have ever hoped to do. I did that. I did Assassins with Steve. And
you were John Wilkes Booth.
I was John Wilkes Booth, indeed. And then I was in Roadshow, which was also known as Bounce in some of its earlier incarnations, and that was the last show that I worked on with Steve. But actually, that's not entirely right. I was working with Steve and a group of actors on what is so far an unfinished musical that he is working on based on a couple of films by Buñuel. I don't know what will ever happen with that now, but you know, he was working up until the end and living life to the fullest and going to the theater, which is a wonderful thing to know that he, you know, was still enjoying the things that he loved most and was with his husband and friends when he passed away too. So there's some comfort in that. But he really was a titan of a figure in the American musical theater, and people have said, Mandy Patinkin among them, that, you know, we don't know quite what it was like to live in the time with Shakespeare, and we don't know what it was like to know Mozart, but some of us were fortunate enough to get to know and work with Steve Sondheim, and that's kind of the same thing.
One thing that comes up a lot with many notables, or reminiscing, is his generosity of spirit. That you didn't have to be famous for him to help you or to offer advice.
Not at all. He was very dedicated to helping young composers and young artists of all sorts, and I saw him any number of times just sort of stop what he was doing or stop, the fancier things that were going on to talk to a younger artist about, their writing or their hopes for the future. And in the shows that I was in with him, the younger members of the company always loved sitting and just listening to stories from Steve. And it wasn't just, Steve talking about himself. He was curious about them and wanted to know, what they were interested in and wanted to learn from them and share what he had, to pass it on. I think perhaps because that's what Oscar Hammerstein had done for him as a young man.
I can't think of a better tribute, the fact that the reboot of West Side Story is opening this month, this weekend. And,
and there are two of his shows now running in New York, Company, a new production of Company on Broadway, and a revival of Assassins at the CSC Rep. So, we have him with us in his work and will forever. And in an important way, I think he lives on for us in that, as long as people are singing his songs, and they will for generations. He's still with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Michael. And when someone, talks about what's your favorite, Sondheim musical, because of the broad range of his interests, that's very hard to say, because I love Company, but I also really love Sweeney Todd. And then, what about a little night music?
I know. It's almost impossible to believe that the same mind created all of his shows.
It kind of is, like Shakespeare, like you said. Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk. But of course, let me just say this: we would be very remiss not to talk about your other life, and that is, I'm sorry, I lose cattle. Your band, now, it's not really a country band per se, it's like American roots?
Yeah, Americana, American roots. And I think the longer that we work here in New Orleans, the more we get influenced by all the kinds of music around us. So, but yeah, it has a country influence, but it's much broader than that strictly.
And speaking of the Broadside, which is a great outdoor venue, and I've had the good fortune of seeing you and your band performing it. It's so much fun, and a lot of the songs are original, aren't they?
Yes, we do a number of original songs, and for this big Christmas show, we have our regular band, and then we're augmented with a brass section with members of the New Orleans Nightcrawlers, and a ton of guests: John Boupté, Paul Sanchez, Machia Lake, Luke Allen, Arsène Delay, Lily Lewis, just a whole host of people. So it's a really great, it's a kind of sweet spot between my absolute love and affection of all things Christmas and all Christmas music, and my singing partner Kimberly's finding Christmas one of the harder times of year. So it's sort of something for everybody, for Cindy Lou Who's and for Grinches alike.
Thank you so much, Michael. Good luck with all that.
Thanks.
And live, as we said, from Commander's Palace, Miss T. Congratulations, and I know it has been challenging. We've certainly read about in the paper, Commanders, the reboot of Commanders between Commanders and right next door, Le Petit Bleu. How are y'all doing?
Oh, we're okay. We're in the same boat everybody else is in. We'll get there. It's kind of a wacko world that we all know we're living in, but it's making it fun for us. Peggy and Poppy, y'all know we're all about being festive. So right next door here, Commanders, if you couldn't get a reservation, and God knows I hate that, you can take it to go. So that's what we're all excited about right now.
Yeah, and of course, Commanders, if for some reason somebody's never been to Commanders, you can't miss the blue, the Commanders blue, can you? That magnificent building, Victorian building in the heart of the Garden District, of course. And I know you're festive. You all have a tree up. There you go. And then right next door, this is new, the Le Petit Bleu. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, everybody had to pivot during COVID, and we did a lot of pivots. As you know, Peggy, we've had some fun on some of our Zoom shows.
The Wine and Cheese shows, yeah.
So like everybody, though, we started doing to-go food, and then, and we've got that ready to go for the holidays, and boy, it was popular over Thanksgiving. So the next few dates that you can pick up are the 22nd, the 23rd, and then the 29th and 30th. I mean, you can come anytime, but this is my favorite little gift that you can also get. This is called Wake Up and Wind Down, okay? So in this one, the Wake Up is the coffee. We did a coffee during COVID with French truck. Now, y'all, I mean, I'm obsessed with coffee and chicory. I swear this is the best one I've ever had. And then with our friend we were talking about, who at El Guapa Bitters, Krista Cotton, covered the Times Picayune the other day. I thought that was awesome for a New Orleans girl. She makes these for us. Now, you know, Peggy, during the holidays, and we're all serious cooks, and Lally and I are serious about making a cocktail, but, you know, every night you can't do it, and it's too much stress. So these you can make all by yourself. It couldn't be any easier. Can I make you one really quick?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the name of it?
Watch how easy this is, okay? So it's equal parts, okay? So you like 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of rum, and then the same exact amount, 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces of our mixer in these adorable little bottles. Can you see that? It's just so cute. You want to eat it up. Anyway, so you just put it in the shaker. You give it that good shake, and in 2 shakes, you're ready to, you know, here you go.
And what's the name of this drink? What's the name of this one?
That's going to take some stress out of your holiday, right?
and the name of that drink is what, tequila?
Yes. Tequila. This is the Tequila Mockingbird #2. So it's made with tequila and limoncello. Lally and I made the drink, and we didn't have a name. And Brian Back came by one night. He goes, I've always wanted to name a drink the Tequila Mockingbird. We said, done.
Well, before we have a chance to get the mixer, if we don't have a mixer, what's a good substitute? What would you recommend to add to it?
Well, you just make the drink. You make the drink. All you really need is limoncello. And everybody's got a bottle of limoncello. You're like, what the hell am I going to do with that? And it's been there forever. So you use that, and we know you have tequila because you never know when you might need a margarita. And then you have some gnarly old lemon, and we know you have Angostura bitters. That's it. So you can make the drink. But if you don't have all that, you grab the mixers, you know, from over here, and you just keep those, and they're handy. And when those people show up and you weren't expecting them, so that's what this is good for.
Very good. Well, once again, congratulations on the pivoting and the rebooting. And as everybody should know, commanderspalace.com, of course, on Washington Avenue. There's more information about the mixers, the now Commander's Palace Mixers Tea. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got a chance to visit with us. We really appreciate it, too. Thank you.
All y'all.
Okay. And then now we move over to Lisa, the first of the Nutcrackers. Lisa, New Orleans Ballet Theatre at the Orpheum yet.
Yes, we are so thrilled to be back. Our last live performances in a theater were the Nutcracker in 2019, and then shortly thereafter, the rest of our season had been canceled, and it's taken us this long to be back in a theater in New Orleans, and we are ready. We started the season this past October. We did a live outdoor performance at UNO, which was fantastic, but there's something so special about being in the theater, especially the Orpheum, which is beautiful, historic, across from the Roosevelt, which you know has the most beautiful decorations. It's just an incredible time, and we have the best dancers we've ever had this year. We have 12 professionals who are working and dancing in New Orleans, along with another 7 local professionals. So we have a full company of dancers, and it's seriously going to be the best show we've ever put on. And in addition to our professional dancers, we have the lovely addition of about 120 local children. So this is a huge undertaking, especially in times of COVID, to make sure we are all following protocols and making sure it's as safe as possible for all of our dancers, our audience members. So we're so fortunate to have had all of the understanding of our cast members and really being focused on keeping us safe so we can be back in the Orpheum. We're premiering this Saturday at 2 p.m., so it's coming up. We have dress rehearsals tonight, so it's a big week for us.
Well, Lisa, you're normally in it, but there's a reason this time why you're not. Is that correct?
Yes, there is. So normally I do perform, but I just had a baby girl, Mara, and she was born at the end of August. So
congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm taking a little hiatus from the stage, but I hope to be back soon.
Wonderful. Now, one thing we should point out when you said 120 20 children. There's a reason for that because, of course, Gregory and his wife Marjorie, who are, of course, the lead the New Orleans Ballet Theatre, they have dance classes, and there's a dancing school, isn't there?
Exactly. So the Schrammel Conservatory of Dance is the official school of New Orleans Ballet Theatre, and many of those dancers are the ones who audition to be part of this production. So there is a lot of overlap there, but really anybody from the community can audition to be part of this show.
Sounds like so much fun. And NOBT.com or .org works for tickets.
NOBT.org,
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. And for more information of all of that. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
And now back to Poppy.
Well, if you're still looking for some holiday gift ideas, I've got a great idea about where to shop, and that's going to be this Saturday at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum when they're hosting their annual Holiday Makers Market. Now, admission is free, so you can visit the museum too. It goes from noon until 4 p.m. There's everything available. Gift baskets from the SoFab gift shop, lots of food. For instance, both Lousy and Rom House ice cream will be there. Lotke Daddy, Wolf and Swallow. There's also hard goods like clothes and candles and art. And the bar of SoFab will be open. And oh my goodness, there'll be some delicious food being served from the 2 businesses that are now in residency there. And that includes Luncheon, who's going to be offering catering and other delicious options out of the SoFab kitchen. There's Colleen Allerton Hollier and Camille Staub. And also Bronwyn Wyatt of Bayou Saint Cake. They're going to be doing classes, demos. They're going to have all sorts of expanded offerings. I understand that Luncheon and Bayou Saint Cake are cooking up a fabulous collaboration for a King's Day kickoff, and just lots of other great fun to be had. So, you know, it's so hard to keep track of all of those pop-ups and find out where to taste all those delicious new bits of entrepreneurship going on across the city. The Makers Market this Saturday will be the place to go. And then a last Christmas gift idea. The season of good taste dinners of WYES is back. This is a great holiday gift this year. They're going to be back in person going on January through July. There'll be 7 dinners with wine pairings, and just look at all the fun you have at these dinners. It just happens. Peg, I know you've been to a ton of them, so have I. So much fun. And the people are so lovely who join you at the dinners. And this year they're going to be happening at the Mosquito Supper Club, Briquette, Rosedale, Broussard's, Palm and Pine, the Pelican Club, and Saffron Nola. So the sales for the tickets just opened up on Monday. There's seats still available, but they're not going to last. They never do.
Yes, that's very true. Thank you so much, Poppy. And over the next week, we actually have plenty of events of note. So here's my first few. On Saturday, Orleans Parish voters will be asked to renew a millage to fund New Orleans public libraries for the next 20 years. It's not an additional tax. At the Piety Holiday Market on Saturday, there will be costume accessories, plants, food, and music. Once again, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the corner of St. Claude and Spain Streets. It's near, actually, the Healing Center. Okay. The historic Beauregard Kai's house will be bustling with a holiday tea party with dolls on Saturday. Sue Strachan will be signing her new book on Café Brûlot, and along with The Taste on Wednesday. And then the Bon Operati, who you just saw, that group performs on Saturday night, the 18th. Go to bkhouse.org for tickets. On a more somber note, photographer Mary Lou Uttermolen presents her photo exhibit, Structure Out of Chaos, focusing on unhoused people living in non-traditional dwellings. That's opening Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at a place called The Building at 1427 Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. It's up through December 30th. Call 232-2188 for details about openings. And now it is time for more picks. Poppy.
Well, another great holiday tradition, the Feast of the Seven Fishes, will be happening at Gianna. It's going to go on at 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 15th and the 21st. They're only selling 50 seats to these dinners, so if you're interested, don't wait.
All right. Michael.
Tomorrow morning, my band Loose Cattle will be releasing our new holiday single. It's a cover of Neil Young's Star of Bethlehem. And then it's going to be the new year before you know it. And January 6th will be our first show of the new year with the extraordinary Lily Lewis, who's a singer and songwriter from New Orleans who's poised to make a big splash. And everybody should come see us there at Gaza Gaza.
All right. Great. T.
This is an old classic. Poppy might remember it. This is the veal chop chapatoulas. And this is back on the menu at Commanders, but it's available to go for your holiday meal with the Creole cream cheese stone peppercorn grits and then the green peppercorn chapatoulas sauce. So that's my pick.
Sounds wonderful. Lisa.
So my pick of the week is that this Saturday we're also opening up ticket sales for an upcoming performance of Swan Lake from New Orleans Ballet Theatre. Performances will be May 13th and 14th, 2022, and there's an early bird discount going on. Early 20 is the offer code until December 31st. So if you're looking for a perfect Christmas gift, that's an experience, please go to our website, nobt.org, and you can get your tickets starting Saturday.
All right, thank you so much. And to close out our picks, I have just a few more. Jewelry designer Patrice McMurray presents her holiday sale. That's on Saturday, 949 Harding Drive, and then Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Arts Council's Art Market in City Park, right there on the Great Lawn by the Peristyle. Pianist, singer Phil Malasa has a holiday show with 2 performances this Sunday and next at the Monkey Hill Bar. That's at 6100 Magazine Street. There's a nice large space next to the bar. 202-0986 for reservations. And Steppin Out's own Alfred Richard is in the cast. Plus, it wouldn't be Christmas in New Orleans without Benny Grunch. And Benny Grunch and the Bunch are going to be performing Thursday, December 16th, 5 to 7 at Dornax, darling. Go to BennyGrunch.net for details. Also on Christmas Day, and this really is a big tradition for Benny, from 4 to 7, the Mid-City Lanes Rock and Bowl. And that, of course, is at Carrollton near Earhart. So BennyGrunch.net. Before we leave you, Michael, back to you. I can't resist. Just a final thought about Sweeney Todd. That is a very complicated show. You were on stage most of the time. How hard was that to learn?
Well, it was doubly hard because we were also the musicians for that production as well. So we had to learn the entire score as well as our parts. I didn't do as much instrumental stuff because I was busy killing people most of the time. But it was a big, tall order for the cellists and everybody else.
That's right. In the reboot, it was a very minimalist stage,
right,
because Sweeney Todd had been very big, a very large production initially.
Yeah, Hal Prince's original production was grand in scale, and ours was more of a creepy little chamber opera, but a thrill to do.
Yes. I have to tell you, one of my songs, I do really love that show, is A Little Priest. That has to be a very complicated song to do.
It is, and one of my favorite memories of working with Steve was an afternoon where we worked on that song in particular for the whole afternoon, just Patti LuPone, myself, the director John Doyle, and Steve Sondheim. And Steve gave us the insight. He said, it's like that point in the party that comes around 3 o'clock in the morning when all the guests are gone finally, and it's just the two of you, and you've had enough to drink that everything is just hilarious, and you just amuse each other all night, and that's what's happening in this song. So
wonderful, wonderful description. Well, thank you all so very much. It's great to see you all. Happy holidays, and thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a lifetime of passion for public television, we're pleased to help underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES TV.
Rouse's is proud of the creativity and the unparalleled entertainment in New Orleans and honored to highlight it with their sponsorship of Steppin Out on WYES.